Many others, as well as myself, consider you the innovator when it comes to sharing SEO information. What or who was your inspiration?
What was my inspiration? So, not surprisingly, I think Danny Sullivan was a huge influence for me way back in 03, 04, and I'd see him talk about all sorts of SEO topics. But I'd look at a lot of the online forums and go to some of the conferences, and there are a lot of people who I think at that time especially would keep a lot of their tactics and secrets hidden. And so I always felt frustrated that it wasn't more of an open and sharing community, and that's actually where the name SEOmoz comes from, right? We added the Moz on to be like, oh, it's open and sharing, and this free community, and it was a .org because we weren't for profit when I started the site, and yeah, so.
Very good. Okay, what's your advice for small businesses trying to do their own SEO?
God, read everything you read. There's so much advice. I mean, I think it's such a broad question that it's tough to condense just a few answers.
Do you think it's smart for them to do that?
Absolutely. There's no question that small businesses should be doing some sort of search engine marketing, some sort of search engine optimization. I think the question, though, becomes where do you get the most ROI, and where are you most productive yourself? So what sort of skills do you have? Are you a great content builder? Are you a great link builder? Are you a great networker? Are you good at social media? I would say find your strengths and leverage them. If you're looking to outsource some of those things, look for areas where you have relative weakness and then try and fill those holes with contractors.
What role does social media marketing play in the small business that's trying to do it all themselves?
So social media marketing is a fantastically inexpensive way for small businesses to achieve wider branding than they ever could otherwise, right? I mean, channels like YouTube and sites like everything from Yahoo Answers to Wikipedia to Flickr to Facebook or MySpace. All of these sites allow visibility for someone who's spent a few hours and no money at all to get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views and visits and lots of people paying attention to them. So my view is social media is a fantastic way to get a lot of branding for a very low cost.
Okay, now something a little easier on you. How are you enjoying SMX Long Beach?
I really like it here, actually. We went out to the Queen Mary 2 last night, which was totally deserted and filled with ghosts. I don't care what Ghost Hunter says, it is completely haunted. And no, it's been nice. I mean, it's nice to have some sun. When we left Seattle, it was snowing. So, this is a welcome change.
Okay, now I'm going to say a name and just want you to speak whatever's on your mind.
All right.
Jason Calacanis.
He seemed to me to be very disrespectful during his seminar yesterday, and I think while I would agree with some of the folks that he does have some valuable things to say, I think it's unfortunate that he chooses to use that sort of a tone and chooses to actively insult his audience when they clearly show him a lot of respect. I think that's not a good thing, and honestly, I hope that he can change. I don't, my feeling is that from hearing about him at previous conferences and in public and private settings, that's not going to be likely, but I would encourage him, right? I would say, hey, if you could treat the people who you're speaking to a little bit better, I think they would treat you with more respect. And I know that he has this attitude of, oh, the negative link bait is great for me and I love being the villain and all these kinds of things. I completely disagree. I think that no matter how many links or how much attention he gets out of playing the villain, he would do better to open up and share and talk about things positively. And I think that I'd be happy to come around on my opinion of it if he did that.
Okay, now I heard a rumor that you're going to be the next Michael Jordan for Puma shoes.
The next Michael... What sports am I good at? I did a push-up the other day.
They're giving you a shoe deal right here, and you're going to design your own? Is that the way it works?
I think, can't anyone design their own Puma? So, no, what happened, I had a friend in the industry, right, who was doing SEO for Puma, and so he had them send me some shoes, which was very, very nice. And then they have their own It's like, what do they call it? I think they call it the Mongolian grill or Mongolian barbecue of Puma, and they've got, you know, where you design your own shoe, like picking from the choices, and then they grill it up for you.
Okay, and the last question. What kind of surprises can we look forward to coming out of SEOmoz?
What kind of surprises?
What's coming out?
So in June, there's a we're having one of our 2 big launches this year. We have a big one in June. We have a big one at Halloween in October. The big one in June is timed right before Advanced, so we'll be releasing some new tools, which we think are really exciting. The SEO Analytics, which lets you kind of track a site, will let you track 5 sites at a time, which will be very nice. We have a couple new guides coming out. And then for the Halloween time frame, we have a whole new version of the site, several new tools, and a super secret project that's gonna just blow everybody away. It blows me away. I look at it now and I'm going, that's amazing. So, yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Rand Fishkin from SEOmoz.
My pleasure, Gary.